So our last speaker, last but not least, will share with us another part of the developing world where access to energy is also a huge issue. How many of you have seen that picture of light night of the world in Africa? It's quite dark. There's not a lot of access to electricity. And Lesley's firm, Angaza, which actually means to illuminate, is working aggressively on this problem. With a couple of engineering degrees from Stanford, she is finding ways to provide clean, life-saving power. This is in Africa, it's not just about lighting. It's really this access to energy is a key out of poverty. It's a key to healthcare. It's a key to education. It's a key to many, many things. And Lesley is taking the world by a storm, serving millions of customers in Africa right now with this energy technology that is pretty exciting. And with that, I will introduce Lesley Marincola with Angaza.
Testing. All right. Last but not least. So tonight I'm going to tell you about how we are making clean energy affordable to any family in the world for less than $1 per week. Let me introduce you to Naomi. She's a 10-year-old girl that lives in rural Kenya. And her family lives off-grid, so every night they must rely on burning dim, dirty, and expensive kerosene for light. Naomi is like 1.2 billion other consumers around the world that don't have access to grid electricity. In aggregate, this population is burning over $30 billion of their hard-earned income each year to buy toxic lighting sources like kerosene. These 1.2 billion off-grid consumers span the globe, from Latin America to sub-Saharan Africa to India. And consumer demand is everywhere, not just for lighting products, but also for appliances like TVs and refrigerators. The technology exists to meet this consumer demand. You can combine LEDs, batteries, and solar panels into products that could literally mean the end of kerosene once and for all. We call these solar home systems. Think watts, not gigawatts or kilowatts. But for the 1.2 billion off-grid consumers, there's a barrier to accessing these solar products, and that's the barrier of upfront cost. A typical off-grid family will simply never have enough cash in hand at one time to be able to buy a solar product outright. But if you can spread out the cost over time such that a week of solar costs less than what that family would have spent on kerosene, then you can unlock the purchasing power of a billion people. We call this pay-as-you-go solar. So what do? First, we embed a metering technology inside of a solar home system. When a customer prepays for energy, the product is activated. Once that payment runs out, the product automatically deactivates to ensure that the customer pays again. We also provide software to distributors to help them scale their pay-as-you-go loans. We help them digitize customer information, track payments in real time, and visualize data like this installation map that you see here. We also provide mobile tools to solar sales agents, and these are individuals that are actually going door to door to sell these solar products to off-grid families. They use our mobile app to register customers, monitor repayment, and even track their own commissions from their solar sales business. Why is mobile so important in Africa? It's because this is African retail. These solar products are not sold in a location that has Wi-Fi, nor are they sold through a stationary storefront. But the cellular networks are prevalent and they're dependable. And even though the majority of Africans are unbanked, anyone with a cell phone can use mobile money services to send and receive payments. And so Angaza enables our off-grid consumers on these payment plans to send their weekly payment with their cell phone. The mobile app is actually unlocking a whole new world for these solar sales agents because they might be first-time smartphone users, and now they literally conduct their entire business in their hands through that mobile app. So pay-as-you-go solar has quadrupled the rate of solar connections. Angaza has now enabled over 2 million people to make that switch from kerosene to clean solar energy. What does a world without kerosene mean? It means that these families can save money and earn extra income. It means that children can actually read and study at night without inhaling what is the equivalent of smoking 2 packs of cigarettes each night. And 2 million people's a lot of people, but like I said, there are 1.2 billion off-grid consumers. And we believe that the key to getting to that kind of scale is in the data. Angaza is now analyzing customer information, looking at payment trends, even product usage patterns. We can tell when these consumers are turning their lights on. And this is helping distributors reduce their financial risk and even build consumer credit scores over time, even if those individuals are unbanked and have no credit history. And like I said, that consumer demand extends beyond lighting. All kinds of life-changing products have that same upfront cost barrier. So now distributors are using our platform to power financing for clean cook stoves or solar water pumps. Remember Naomi, who I introduced you to? She's there on the right. Unlike many young girls in Kenya, she went on to secondary school, and this is the image of the future. So thank you very much for a great program tonight. Shameless plug for us, we're hiring, so if any of you smart people are looking for your next gig or know smart people who are, please come talk to me. Thank you.